Why, hey, hello, we're here. We're playing Call of Cthulhu. Episode 4, Things Run the Night. We'll go ahead and do a small intro, and hopefully stream doesn't crap out like it did last time, because that'd be horrible. So we're going ahead and go around the room and talk to our investigators as soon as I get the volume pulled up, because I'm new at this, obviously. Yikes. Alright, so, what'd you say to me? You want to fight, kid?
You're not. I keep refreshing my following page, and you're not here.
I'm hiding in the darkness. So, Mr. James Billworth, go ahead and do a little intro of who you are and what you thought about your guys' little excursion below the sands.
My name is James Bull Billsworth. You got me fucked up on that Bill and Bull. My name's James Billworth.
I can't.
James Bull Billworth. There you go.
James Bull Bill.
I'm just gonna call you the Bull from now on.
Bull.
The Bull.
But I rock a double barrel shotgun. I wear a work coat and get a ball cap. And I was pretty stoked to finally get to see some action. It's been way too long. I seemed to kill a very slanky, homeless-looking man who freaked me out. He deserved death, let's be honest here. That dude was weird. I guess he also hurt Shelby, but, you know, that's beside the point.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, it's good. I just...
I'm just happy to make myself useful.
Next up, we have the one and only Anton Shelby.
Hi, I'm Anton. I'm a little out of breath on account of my chest area being exposed via some claws of a homeless something or other, a friar, if you will, in an underground temple. The bull took care of that, and I'm just hoping to make it through the night, the day, whatever time it is.
Next up, we have Isaac Lockhart.
I led everybody to this temple, patched up Mr. Shelby after he was sliced open. Then we got out of there, and I kind of went a little crazy. So, you know, normal stuff.
Checks out. Next, we have the one, the only with the PhD, Woody Winchester.
All right, so I guess as like the last thing I remember, we were climbing it over a bunch of dead bodies into a chapel.
Actually, you're not coming up
Out of a chapel.
We are out of the chapel now.
And you guys are currently walking out of where Anton described as their body dump, more or less.
Okay.
Shotgun reloaded for some cultist motherfuckers.
So yeah, I mean, like we were obviously running away from some cultists. I'm pretty sure I grabbed a book.
I hate the Black Pharaoh, right? Or is it some other Pharaoh?
The Black Pharaoh.
You hate the Black Pharaoh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, am I giving this Pharaoh a race, or is it what was he again?
And
I was very mad at you for blowing up the Black Pharaoh statue.
Yes.
And tried to put it back together.
Yes, very.
Wounds will heal, but that Black Pharaoh statue will not.
Yeah, you messed that up pretty bad.
And last but not least, we do have Mr. Charles Fairbank, the pretender of doctors.
Charles here, film star extraordinaire. We were checking out that chapel, which I wanted to explore more of, but everyone was taking off, so I followed suit. I saw Anton getting scratched by the door really bad that he tried to shut, and I guess James shot some really tall, lanky fella. Other than that, some weird people are chasing us. Not quite sure how I feel about that.
That's fair. That is fair. So, where we last left off, you guys were climbing out of one of the huts that is pretty much empty, besides a door that is not even hidden in the floor, where Mr. Woody and Shelby both went into to dispose of a body, and that is pretty. Seems like it's not like they were hiding it at all. They went ahead and climbed out of it, and you guys are currently outside in the desert heat around 11 a.m.
When's the last time we've slept or done
Yes.
anything? It's been
over 24 hours, pushing probably about 48 hours at this point since you guys have slept. Because you guys decided
we've
to
like
push
started
through the
investigating
night.
immediately.
Yeah, you guys pushed through the night to get to the town at a decent hour, and then begin investigating immediately. So actually, now that I think about it, because you guys arrived at 11 a.m., after you guys did some hunting and started investigating, it actually is probably closer to like 1 p.m. So you don't have the sun directly overhead, but it's close enough.
Where's the nearest Starbucks?
Across an ocean.
Where's the nearest Seattle Fest?
Also Seattle.
Right.
All right.
It is currently a cart on the corner.
All right. So we're out of that hole and we're outside.
Yeah, you guys are outside.
What's the scene like when we come out? Is it the town hustle and bustle? Is it business as usual?
Business as
Is
usual.
everybody hiding? Because that's
It's very business as usual, even as you guys have entered the town and were walking through the streets, there's not very many people. I think you've counted a total of 6 people, even though there's probably about 40 plus houses.
Do I happen to see the blonde bitch?
No.
What about that little girl? What was her name? Abigail or something?
Addie, as you guys sort of
Abby.
pop out of the house and step outside, you do see that she's sort of playing in the middle of the town area, next to the fountain.
I want to yell out to her like, little girl.
Jerry upsets my stomach.
She looks over to you and sort of turns her head a little bit and sort of skips over, seemingly having a conversation with no one as she walks closer to you guys.
As she walks over.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at Isaac, real quick, and just like go whisper, like, hey, where's the hunting gear? Like the bows and arrows and stuff.
Just the one guy had it, and then we used our own stuff. So I pat my rifle and say, "This is mine." I don't know.
I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry.
Things can happen concurrently.
Well, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it already happened, so I was like, I guess I'll just continue. Go ahead.
No, that's good. So as you guys are having this little sidebar, the young girl named Addie sort of stares up at you. Yes?
I say, you remember me?
Do I have
Or,
to translate all this?
If you want him to be able to speak to her, yes, you'll have to translate.
Okay. I will be translating then.
Okay. You go ahead and translate the conversation, but yes, I remember you. I remember all of you.
Okay. Ask her if anything seems out of ordinary since we talked last. Just trying to get a feel of what everyone else is thinking here, or what the
Have you
citizens.
seen anything strange lately?
She sort of looks around and looks up, almost as like she was looking at someone. Nope, nothing here. Just town seemed to act like usual. I saw a big beetle earlier. That was weird.
Hey,
How
ask
big?
her-
And she like pulls up like almost the size of her face.
Ask her where the blonde chick is.
Yeah, ask her where the blonde chick is,
Do you know where the blonde lady is?
or what her name is.
Ask her where the doctor is.
Ask her everything.
Also, do you have a doctor for my friend? Just answer those in order, however you feel.
Yes. Abigail. Yes, I know where she is. And weirdly enough, she is our our town doctor.
Oh, her name's Abigail?
Yeah, her name is Abigail.
Addie
Yes.
and Abigail.
So it was weird that I guessed Abigail.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I got bad news, guys. I'll say this in English. Seems like our blonde-haired friend is also the town doctor.
Why is that bad news?
Because she's the one that locked the door behind us.
She's going to be performing surgery on you at shotgun point.
She might try to, like, sacrifice you to something.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh. For any of us, really, now that we just went through that
Yeah, at this point.
terrible dungeon, so...
Okay. I think we should figure out if the folks up here are complicit in the nonsense down there.
Well,
Do I see the hunting
somebody
guy?
has to.
You do not see him, no.
Should we go to our house and not stand out in the middle of the sun?
Smart. As I partially collapse.
So
I'll carry you there. Like one arm over the shoulder kind of thing.
I got
Need it.
I got an idea. We walk up to the hunting guy, all casual, and we're like, "Hail, Black Pharaoh." Depending on his answer will then depend on my next answer.
Or we could just go to house and ask that with the shotgun.
Yeah, but I want to go to the hunter guy first because he's the biggest threat.
Well, we don't know who's like he
I
just
feel
has
like
a bow. So
The giant fryer things are the biggest.
Yeah, but people still die from bows. Just saying.
I'm just saying, like
We don't have to
I think
kill
the whole
him at
town's
first.
in on
We
it
can-
because they have a pit full of dead bodies
Yeah,
connected to a tunnel system.
Okay.
They might not be
The reality of the situation is our best bet at figuring out anything that's going on here is this child that is here talking to us now.
I feel like she doesn't know much.
Good news, we can ask.
I'm gonna kind of like smack Isaac. Say hail, Black Pharaoh. Say it. The little one.
I'm not gonna say that to a little girl.
Say it. I want to see what she says.
I'm just gonna ask her, does she know who the Black Pharaoh is? That's all. I'm not gonna say hail Black Pharaoh.
The Black Pharaoh sent his regards.
Right. She weirdly just sort of stares at you for a moment, like she's pondering how to respond back to you. Before looking up, at the same position she looked up before. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look back. I mean, I've heard of him.
Who do you keep looking at? Who's your friend?
His name is P. Like the letter.
Pete?
No,
P.
just P.
Just P, huh?
I'm loving all these
Yeah.
like Judeo-Christian white people names.
It's not Pete. It's P, like the letter, like just
Yeah, like
as in
Papa.
Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Pete.
Alpha, Beta, Charlie.
Like, kind of like Q, but worse.
Yeah.
Like one letter worse.
Right.
How long have you known Pete?
Probably 2 years. And she starts biting her fingernails. Definitely can tell she's getting a little nervous and uneasy.
We need to find the hunter guy.
Okay,
We need to
well,
figure
you
out-
look for the hunter guy if you want. Like,
Well, I'm just saying, if shit's gonna pop off, he's gonna be the one to kill one of us. Because one arrow, especially one arrow to a Mr. Shelby, that dude is a goner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's already fucking dead. But
As I like snap to. Wait, what?
Compared to
arrow
Black
will finish
Pharaoh,
it for
I'm not
sure.
worried about an arrow.
Why don't we ask where the doctor's office is or where she lives? Maybe we could, if she's not there, We can
Or-
scavenge for some medical
or-
supplies.
We could ask what the buzzing sound is outside at night.
We haven't experienced that. We could ask, though. We know of it.
I know
We know
from
of it, yeah.
Yeah, from the
The journal.
so. Patty, does this beetle that you saw earlier have anything to do with the noises at night?
And her face, like a realization. Maybe I haven't seen what happens at night. It's just really loud. But it could be.
Is that when she saw the beetle?
No, I just saw it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, she saw it during the day.
No.
Like while we were underground.
Is immaculate. Like my child, you get like 3 questions in, and he's like,
Maybe that's what the
Pringles!
smoke.
Like, one's like,
Maybe the smoke was like a bunch of
Me and your
critters.
kid
Abigail's
are
house?
friends.
Where's Abigail's house? Can you point the way? Show us.
I don't know. She might get angry. I can show you where everyone meets at that needs medical help.
maybe a bloody
Oh,
slap.
so her house is not also her medical. Okay, so she has a separate workplace
$5 says it's the bloody slab in the middle of town.
where we just came from.
I'll take that action.
All right, show us where she works.
Okay. And she begins like stomping off. And beginning having a conversation with herself.
What's she saying? Anything important?
Roll a listen check. She seems kind of having a hushed conversation because she knows you obviously speak the language.
Can we all roll listen?
Yeah.
I got a 3,
Oh, you super succeed.
which is
Don't even worry about it. He got it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to listen to.
My 6 is my extreme, so I got extreme.
You guys so extreme.
Extreme.
You extremely listen into this conversation, and you hear that I don't know what they know. I don't know who they are. Yesterday. No, today. When? And then she sort of stops, like trotting along, and becomes more of like a somber walk. And then the conversation sort of stops.
I just realized even if I could listen, I don't speak Arabic.
That's why I was letting
Yeah,
you roll,
but you-
but
But you could have been like,
I heard the
yo,
gibberish.
I heard ik pika tik tik pika tik. And she would have been like, alright. Maybe she said pandas are cool? I don't know what you just said to me.
jeez.
Guys, I got a bad feeling about this little girl.
I got a bad feeling about this whole fucking place.
I know. She's talking about us though, to somebody who's
To Q?
invisible. To P, yeah.
To pee.
So,
I think
Let's
somebody
say-
is a bold assumption.
let's say we did not have anyone in this town. What's our next lead? What would we do? Where would we go?
Exactly. So we have to keep someone
Well-
alive.
The closest like civilization is 5 days away in either direction. So
I vote we go to the hunter. And we don't kill him. I have handcuffs. And then we beat the shit out of him until we get a lead.
because that'll help us with our rapport in the town.
Our rapport in the
Look.
town. I want this town dead. What do you
Look.
mean our rapport?
We're just
These-
gonna genocide a whole town now.
These
I-
people
it's
are
not
not
been
one of your
genocide.
bounties that you could just go strong arm them.
These people are cultist fucks to the Black Pharaoh.
I hope the bounty
No,
hunter is
we don't-
playing chaotic, like evil almost, and we got the criminal playing
know
like
I was
lawful
very
good.
neutral until I
Look,
started hating the Black
I'm not
Pharaoh.
lawful good. If you wanna set up a bootleg operation in this town, let's do it. If we need to bribe some officials or kill some people to get that done, fantastic. But killing everybody in the town is not gonna get us anywhere.
What I want to do is eliminate evil, and you are actually one of the lesser evils at the moment right now, which is rare for you.
I'm surprised that you fired a slug, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised the slug didn't go through my head and then through the thing behind me, to be honest with you.
I just know we should probably find some penicillin somewhere for Anton.
You, sir, might be worth something someday. So this slug will be reserved when there's a bounty on it.
You guys sure? Are you guys having that conversation as you guys were just walking through the town?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're mostly American, so
Yeah.
We're just arguing at the super loudly.
It's not like we blend in anyway.
We're so sweet.
Yeah, my ignorant self would probably assume no one knows what I'm saying anyways.
We were just chased out of a hole. We climbed a pile of bodies, and now we're just arguing, like waltzing through town.
Right. Just another.
Can you
pub
believe
crawl.
what just happened? The hospitality in this town, I'm telling.
I mean, we probably have weapons out. Like,
Oh,
Right.
I would 100% have a weapon out right now.
Blood is dripping off of me.
Shortly after
you're
you
not
guys,
bleeding anymore.
No,
I
no.
fixed.
Yeah.
So
You just
you're
gotta
not
get-
bleeding.
Make sure
Okay.
you have no
You
infection
stable?
and dying.
The amount of hit points I have leads me to believe that the best bandage jobs are not.
And again, you bandage him up. He still has some, like you didn't like close the wound or anything like that.
Yeah, I know, but he's not bleeding out.
No.
Yeah, I'm
He's-
dripping like
Yeah.
little drops off of the gauze that probably needs to be changed or something.
Listen, I heard penicillin was used in one of the screenplays I was in, so that's probably something we should.
I heard
You-
that word at one point. in my life.
You don't get to give medical
With an eye
advice.
drop.
Oh yeah, you made it worse.
Yeah.
Well, keep
So
moving.
this is what non-special effects blood looks like.
Had he not been squirming,
I mean, all I have really is like bandages, some morphine, maybe, probably not much anymore, and that's it. That's all this
That's
med kit had in
really
it.
all
so.
you got. You do arrive. It's a larger perspective to the other houses. It's not like it's extremely large or anything, but it's definitely larger. You walk inside. There is about 5 cots with a little sheet in between each one, hanging from the ceiling, as sort of dividers for the privacy of patients. You do see that there is a individual in the first cot. You do see sort of like just the boots outside of the sheet that you can see, but you do see a lady with blonde hair sort of sitting up at a desk writing in a book of some sort.
Sup, you blonde motherfuckers? You expected us not to live, didn't you?
I'm not translating that.
Oh, she speaks English.
True.
But without even lifting up a gaze, he's sort of, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean, but I'm pretty busy. She begins flopping through another book.
This is Abigail, right? I would reckon. I've seen her.
Yeah, it's
I would-
Abigail.
Okay, cool. I have both barrels pointed at her forehead.
Okay, she's not even looked up, just continually working. And it looks like she's trying to do some research as well as she opens up a couple of has multiple other books opened up on her desk.
I'm gonna
Do
grab
I
a
recognize
rock
her?
off the ground and just like,
Yeah, you recognize her.
okay. Just making sure, because all I got before was blonde haired.
Yeah. The blonde hair sticks out, like a
Okay.
nail in this town. So, she.
And we have
shut
a
the door on
question
us.
right now. We need to know why you locked us in the cellar.
I was just doing what I was
Friend
asked.
By
well,
who?
She sort of waits a few moments and then by Ramses continues on.
let me see your hands.
Rams.
I mean, you can see them. They're out. She's one hand is flipping through a book. The other one has a ink and quill that she's writing with.
Shelby, take your gun out, and I'm gonna look at I'm gonna start watching behind us, like the doors and stuff.
Shelby doesn't have a gun.
What?
Have a
Yes.
No.
Shelby, you don't have a gun?
We
I
went
take
over
my machete out.
I forgot. Then I would have told Isaac.
I have
guess.
I have the flashlight you gave me.
Why don't we go over and look at that book?
Which one? The one she's writing
She's
in?
writing
or
down.
The one she's
Yeah, just
writing in?
walk
Or
over,
one
like-
of the ones that are just open that she's searching through?
I want to see the one that she's actively writing in. That would be the first thing I'd go and look at.
you
Is it in
see-
English?
It is not in English. It is in a different language.
What are you
Man,
writing?
Who is this? Who is this Ramses you're talking about?
He just, owns the town. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He told you to lock us down there?
That is correct.
Why do you seem so casual about this?
Because I'm busy working and you're being ridiculous. You think this is
I'm
the
literally
first
gonna
time an
go-
American has come and aimed guns at us?
I'm going to walk over. I don't think she understands how fucking serious fucking Billsworth is. I'm walking over there. I'm going to grab the front of her desk and I'm going to rip it back so the desk flips and I'm going to kick her off her chair.
Oh, well,
I'm immediately. Wait, I'll wait for this to resolve, then I'll tell you what I do.
Okay. You,
Like, I'm not trying to damage her. I'm just trying to get her off of the chair.
you successfully kick her out of the chair as she's rolls a little bit and lands on her back and sort of just eyes are staring at the ceiling as she's trying to understand what is happening.
I will walk up to her
And
as she's laying there.
I
I
don't
kind of
think
want to
when
walk towards
she-
the door and try to shut it.
you might not give a shit about our lives, but I give a shit about mine, and I don't care about yours. So I need you to start talking with some actual sense and give a fuck.
Oh, I care about my life greatly. And I am speaking total sense. Whether it can go through your intellectual properties, that is I don't know if that's capable. But if you ask some questions that I can give answers to, then maybe I can help. But I'm answering all your questions that you've asked me.
I walk up over her head. I undo my bandages and expose my open wounds. And I go, you see,
I have
Abigail,
to fix those.
you locked us in a cellar.
Yes?
And in those tunnels underneath your city, this happened.
By
And I
what?
point to my chest. That's our question.
I've never seen wounds like that before. And for the first time, she's actually intrigued in the conversation. She's just examining your open wounds. Was that by a blade?
Claws.
You said claws?
Yes.
You look like a scrawny homeless man with sharp hands. I don't know.
Clearly had not clipped his nails in a while.
Anyone who wants to can roll a psychology check on her to see if she's telling the truth.
I have that.
I just apparently assume everybody's telling the truth all the time.
Is that
Checks out.
psychoanalysis?
No, it's like
It's-
That
It's
psychology or
psychology.
psychoanalysis?
Psychoanalysis is the act of, like, being a psychiatrist, basically. Like,
It's what
Oh, wait.
psychology or psychologists would use on people.
I got a 5.
Jeez.
I'm rolling really good today.
Billsworth doesn't know shit. All right.
I got a 5 out of 10, so that's a hard at least.
Yeah, you at least hard succeeded. Did anyone else roll, and did they succeed?
I rolled and failed.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I got a 31, and I can't find my character sheet for some reason. It was up in one of these.
Well, it's a base 10.
I
I didn't
have,
know how much you would
I
have
have
added to it.
50
I don't-
points in it, and I rolled a 22, which is under the median.
All right, I think I failed.
So both Isaac and Woody, you can tell based off her dynamic has sort of shifted, where she was in the know on a lot of things that were going on with this situation, and then it randomly felt like someone just pulled the carpet underneath of her or kicked her off a chair, per se. But she definitely is extremely confused and extremely interested in whatever cut him up.
What about the Black Pharaoh? What do you know about that?
You talking about the folk legend of around here?
Oh, you think it's folk? Have you been under the city?
No.
You have a whole bloody church down there. Devoted to that guy. We had glowy floors with blood.
I don't know anything about a church beneath the city, but what I do know is this man needs medical attention. And if you would like to get that gun out of my face, I would like to help him with that.
Can I roll psychology to see if she was honest about the church bit?
Yeah. You can.
I was wondering earlier, can fast talk be used to defend against fast talk?
Yeah, you can always use the same thing to defend against the same thing. So if someone's trying to charm you, you can use your charm to try to counteract theirs.
Counter charm.
Does anyone else believe this woman? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just be like, put it down.
I'll push the gun down too, and I'll see if she'll help me. I'm a bit desperate at the moment.
I'm gonna go cover-
I know Isaac is almost out of bandages, and I sort of just...
She stands up and dusts herself off, and like almost like puts her arm around and picks you up a little bit and begins to carry you to one of the not like actual like pick you up and carry, but put your arm around and just sort of support her, support you to your to a bed as she goes ahead and just picks you up, puts her on her shoulder. Let's go.
She-Hulk here.
But she takes you, go ahead and asks you to please lay down as she goes into one of the cabinets that's next to the bed, each one of the beds, and then you guys get a little bit of a better look of what's inside of this hospital room.
I wanted to lock the door.
Oh, I'm covering it.
Locked it. Well, that's what's all happening when you he went to go lock it whenever you guys were having said conversation. But yeah, you went and locked the door just fine. Didn't have any sort of anything to it.
I'm gonna go stand by it so I can listen just in case.
You see, she goes ahead and pulls out a small vial of clear liquid, puts it on the little tray next to her. Has some very thin, it looks like chicken wire almost, that she puts next to it as well as a needle next to it.
What's that clear liquid? Is his blood still glowing by chance?
So his blood was only glowing when it hit the tile in the room. It wasn't actually his actual blood that was glowing, just whenever it dropped onto the tile. But she's like, this is gonna hurt a lot. Do you have anything to wet the whiskers? Dull the pain?
Here's some morphine, buddy.
You go ahead and get pricked with a thing of morphine. And she's, that helps. That will work.
You had morphine the whole time.
I used it on you before. You just were too busy.
Being close
dying.
to dead?
Right,
Fair enough.
That was the last one, though. I don't have any more now.
That's all right. I don't need any more. I got chicken wire
Exactly.
that I think I'm about to be stitched up with.
Absolutely. She goes and begins to thread the needle with it. And then
she doesn't have thread?
She looks over
Does
to
she
you
need-
and goes,
Does she
Are
need
you
this
ready?
thread too?
I'm as ready as I will ever be.
and
It's my
as you're
first
halfway
rodeo.
through saying that, she takes the first go at it. And it hurts bad. Luckily you had the morphine, or you'd be severely upset with what's going on right now. But she tends to the wound. It does take quite a few minutes to go by as you are getting sewn up from all that has happened. But you go ahead and you are no longer bleeding. She went ahead and took that clear liquid and sort of ran it over your wounds. And
I will ask what the clear liquid is.
water.
Good talk.
Vodka.
No, it's just water. Just to,
It's not green water, so I'm fine
right.
with it.
Exactly. So it's more or less just water, just to make sure that the wound is clean and taken care of. She does go ahead and just one moment, please, as she begins to head to another workstation and comes out with what they look like long leaves. That she was like, I would like to go ahead and place this over you. This will help your body heal, so that way it can close the wounds more
Do
naturally.
I know what kind of leaves these are?
You're the doctor.
Roll herbology.
Go ahead and just roll a
Let's go.
either
Natural world.
yeah, natural world will work.
I guess that's actually a pretty high base.
I got a 32, so that's a pass for me.
Alright.
Not a very good one.
It looks like almost like a palm leaf, so it definitely has no sense in being here. But on the inside of the palm leaf has snake skins on the inside.
How are they attached? Are they like sewn in, or are they just like wrapped in it?
It just looks like they're just placed inside. As you get close, a close look at it, she passes by. The entire leaf is extremely wet.
I think he's kind of calmed down in the procedure. Like, she's got him stitched up. Is she just like, are we just kind of relaxing at this point as she places these leaves?
Yeah, she's not like in a rush about it. She's going ahead and just.
You better be taking some notes. That's what you should be doing.
I'm going to start charming.
Okay.
And I just go over there and apologize for my associate, James. He could be a bit of a brute sometimes. What brings a woman like you to a place like this?
He is looking at you, kid.
Go ahead and roll your charm.
Oh, yeah. That's a hard pass.
If you don't have like an 80 in charm, I'm gonna be sad.
I have 75 in charm. I rolled a 24.
All right.
There we go. She smiles a little bit. As she's sort of continuing to place the leaves on the different wounds, weirdly enough, the weather. I like the weather here.
You like the weather here?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's blistering
I guess it's a
hot
good place.
during the day, but in the early morning and late afternoon, it's quite relaxing. Especially the sky's not something you can be anywhere else, like in a larger city.
Where did you come from? Where did you get your medical license?
Medical license. That's a good one. But I came across on a boat from England.
We're from England before we arrived here. We came from England before we arrived here. It's definitely a different scenery. We actually were visiting an author friend of ours, Sir Amory Windy Smith. I'm sure you've heard of the name.
I haven't actually. Is he a newer author?
He's done some work, but
been
he's
some time since I've been in England. God, as she's just about finishing up putting the leaves on. And she sort of stares up. It's been about 15 years.
Oh, wow. How old does she look?
Probably somewhere in her mid-20s, mid to late 20s.
Oh. So you must have been pretty young when you arrived here.
I mean, yes. But,
What are you now? 18? 19?
a lady never gives her age. But when you live on the streets and no one's really there to watch over you, you mature a little faster than normal people.
Well, your story intrigues me. So, someone must have brought you to this town.
Yes, I arrived in the port city north of here, and took an expedition to Cairo. And on the way to Cairo, we got split up. There was an attack, and no one survived. And not knowing really which way was which way in the middle of the desert, I just picked away and hoped for the best. Came across this town, and people took care of me.
Some would say you were going home.
Some might.
Any reaction
Some
from
might.
that?
Not anything like you said the phrase. No, not anything like that. But
Yeah.
almost like in a philosophical way, she understood what you were saying.
Yeah. That's useless to me.
Well,
Well, I appreciate your help avenging our associate here. Hey, have we brought up the Black Pharaoh yet? Yeah, you brought up. No, you just brought up the.
I think Bull brought it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
brought
you
it
mentioned
up,
Black
but
Pharaoh.
I'm over here by the door. I can't hear any of this conversation.
she sort of, as she finishes, and she's like, now you'll want to go ahead and lay still for a few, for a while. I don't know if you have a place you're staying here, if you guys are just passing through, but I would highly suggest that he stay here for at least a couple of days to recover.
I'm fine with that. I'll sort of nod to my compatriots, let them know that I'll be okay if they want to go figure out what's going on.
I could use a rest. I look over to Abigail.
I'm gonna, as I kind of feel that the conversation seems to be coming to an end, I'll kind of throw the shotgun on my back, walk over and pick her desk up, put her books back on her desk.
She takes notes. But, so, if I may ask, what are you, fine gentlemen and brute here for?
I'm gonna walk back to the door. Just ignore her completely.
I tell her, I'm here studying for a role in an upcoming film regarding
In the desert.
pharaohs. Of course.
Don't they have just like universities or something where you come from where you could learn about this nonsense?
To be a good actor, you have to develop yourself in the culture and the experience of the role. And this upcoming role I will be in is relevant to arrows and curses.
Very interesting. And you need all these gentlemen here to do this research?
Well, Isaac is an explorer, which I will be portraying. And, of course,
Oh,
traveling through the desert can be quite dangerous. It's always good to have some protection. And I'm not the only one here with a mission in mind, so we're all. It's smarter to travel in a group than to be separated. I never say split up. That's not smart.
That's very fair. Very
Yeah.
fair.
Yep.
And she sort of
Never
looks
wants
around.
to split up. I can't get him off my hips sometimes, you know?
So you're Isaac then.
Yeah. That's
And,
me.
And she looks back to you, Charles. And who do I have the pleasure of chatting with?
She looks to me.
Yeah.
Charles Fairbanks, have you not heard of me? I'm an actor back in the States.
I don't think
She,
they have
United
it here,
States.
She
but-
looks around. I'm sorry. I guess we just don't have the capability to see those films here.
I expect not. The dust would be awful for the film tape.
The film.
The film.
And she looks over to Woody. And how about yourself? Are you here as the muscle, or are you here on your own endeavor?
I'm honestly just here trying to find some cool shit.
Cool shit, you say.
Yep. Just fell in love with Woody.
Cool shit.
Sorry.
I like
Shit.
to collect like weird, bizarre things, and
Bruh, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Real quick. All right, so looks over to you, Anton, as you're laying down, and I assume you're the muscle, or what's left of it, I guess.
Yeah, Anton, are you the muscle? Who? I don't even...
I was sleeping.
his muscles are exposed.
This whatever you just put on me is lovely, and I'm having a great time healing. I was the muscle until my muscles got torn. But more importantly, I'm intrigued by what's happening below your city here. Did you know there's an entire tunnel system running underneath, connecting your makeshift crypt to a temple, to some sort of church?
No, I did not know. I knew we had. Well, let me rephrase. I knew we had an underground. Yeah. I guess tunnels would be the best way to put it. That we would go just in case of emergencies if the town was attacked. We had safe houses. And then after so long of the town being attacked, we decided that one of the entrances wasn't needed. So we began putting our dead there because honestly, the sand moves too much. We can't bury, and it's too hot for it to stink up outside.
I did get the book, right?
The hymn book,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna put that on the table and ask her if she's seen it before.
Just blunt.
Yeah.
Blunt.
Laying some cool shit out on the table.
I like my cool shit.
You go ahead and throw the book out, and what is that?
Some of his cool shit.
I say that, my dear, is a book we recovered from this temple/church that we found underneath your city. You also mentioned that your town has precautions and spent a great deal of time digging tunnels and safe houses under the ground in case of an attack, which begs the question, an attack from what?
Well, if Isaac here has explored around here, then he knows that there's random native tribes that were around here that see a small unprotected town and they tried to pillage it.
Of course, I knew that. That's why we brought protection.
But if you know that they're going to come around, why not, set up protection instead of just hiding in the ground? Like, teach people to fight other than one guy with a bow, Like,
She looks to Anton and Woody. Well, as they seen, the bodies that were in there were our protection. I mean, we only know how to do so much against people that have tactics that we're not fighters. We just live here. I mean, obviously we should become fighters because then this wouldn't happen. But we were a little too late.
So you're saying the bodies are the people that were protecting you?
I mean, they were people of this town. I mean, you think there's 6 of us here and 40 houses for any good reason? I mean, there was people that lived here. I mean, we also had people that would stop here along the way to Cairo. This wasn't once as shithole as it looks now.
so how long ago was the last attack then?
Probably a few weeks ago.
And did you retreat into the tunnels like you were supposed to?
Yes. Those of us that survived the onslaught, yes.
Do you have some of these safe houses or tunnels? Do you have access to one in your house?
I feel more comfortable not releasing that information to people I barely know.
I just have one question. So you're a doctor, sort of. I mean, you don't have a license. Probably didn't take the Hippocratic Oath or anything like that.
Just patching people up here.
Did you think that you were helping us by locking us in there, or hurting us? Like, that's what I need to know. Because, like, locking someone in a basement doesn't really help us. And as someone who wants to help people, seems like the opposite of what you would want.
I want to help people, yes, but when your ruler or your whatever you guys have over in the States tells you to do something, do you second guess or you just do it?
I interject and say, we're obviously berating this poor woman with a lot of questions. She must be exhausted from our invasion of privacy.
All right, Mr. Fairbanks. Well, you can go and take your rest if you'd like, but I need to know why we were just locked into a basement. So I don't take kindly to people trying to get me killed.
Again, I didn't know of anything that was down there that would kill you, but you'd have to talk to Samson and just get an answer on why he gave the order to.
Well, that's where I'm gonna go. James, we got somebody to talk to.
Nice.
I'll start heading towards the door.
Unlock the door.
Okay. Swole Verland, you might be muted.
So the only 2 guys with guns are leaving?
Yes.
I have a gun.
The actor has a gun as well.
And
that's
he wants to, he's on the side of Abigail. So good luck with that.
Appreciate it.
So you guys are going. What's his name? Samson.
No, Ramses.
Ramsey. I think it's an anagram.
That's the hunter, right?
No, that is the guy in charge of the town.
I mean, if you want a metagame, I could tell you where that name actually comes from, but...
No, thank you.
Do we know where...
You could probably roll a history check and figure it out.
We probably get an advantage on a name like Ramses, right?
Oh, wait. Prince of Egypt?
I have history.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the evil luchador from Nacho Libre. So go to a party. If he's not dancing, then it's him.
I thought Ramses was a type of noodle.
All right, so James and Isaac are heading to go speak to Ramses. The rest of you, obviously, we have Anton who's resting. That leaves Mr. Charles and Woody. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm obviously going to stay alongside Anton. You know, it's just some
No,
bedside
thanks.
manner. You're high on morphine right now.
If anything, you're like, give me cuddles.
Yeah, no, if you want to hang out, that's cool. I'm just worried you're going to try and help again. That's it.
Yeah.
I have nothing personal. It's just that last time I was open and bleeding, you tried to help. You just sort of made it more open-y and bleedy.
The book's in Arabic, right?
That is correct, yes.
Is there anything that I could decipher from it after like looking at it in downtime?
Wait, which book? The hymn?
The hymn? I guess it's a hymn book.
Yeah. If you spent some downtime and actually like sat down and read through it, you could get a better understanding of the language.
I guess I have nothing better to do, and I'm obviously intrigued by the book, so I'm gonna.
I should have tried to like translate it for you. Like
Yeah.
transcribe.
You translated some of it when we were down there, but we didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah. Do you know Arabic?
No.
Okay.
You basically have to roll a 1 to even like.
I did get a. I mean, it's very, very low, but I have. Up to your discretion. I have a very small chance in Cthulhu mythos.
You can go ahead and roll it. I'd allow that.
I mean, that's what, like a 1 out of 100? Is that
I
what
think
I'm
it's
at?
a 3 out of 100, but yeah.
You're just risking rolling an actual 100 and then cracking your brain a little bit.
And Cthulhu spawns out of the
A little bit more.
That sounds pretty likely.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if he succeeds, he's gonna break his brain, and if he fails, he's gonna break his
Yeah,
brain.
this doesn't sound good either way, but it sounds like something my guy would do. So
You thought too hard and got a broken blood vessel in your eye.
Get an aneurysm and die.
I mean,
I was gonna say
it's
that,
a
but it's more
fail,
extreme.
It's not terrible. It's a 32, so like,
There you go.
I'm not instantly dead.
No. You read through the book and nothing really pops out at you. You do notice that
No pictures?
there is the only English words that you do see is Black Pharaoh.
It's weird that that's the word that's
Right. It is weird.
Well,
That's the word that's
is that
English.
that, or is that something that I knew from what he told me?
No, it's like literally it's written in English Black Pharaoh.
Okay, so it's almost like, was it almost like that was added later in English,
Go
or is that
ahead.
like that's just the only
Maybe it's like a proper
translation?
noun.
Yeah, I get.
But like pharaohs came from Egypt, and like so.
That could be like a book title or something. I don't know. I don't know language rules.
You look through it.
Is
and
it capitalized?
It is indeed capitalized.
Okay.
And it's
That's
written
a
the
lead.
opposite direction of which Arabic goes, so it just
Exactly.
looks even weirder.
Yeah.
What about? I'm just trying to think of different things I could do. Would a cult help me in any way?
Go ahead and it'd be a hard occult roll.
All right. I got this. I have some occult.
I'm gonna roll library use.
It belongs in a museum.
I have that too, but that's the same as a cult for me. So
Nice.
I'm gonna roll sleight of hand and see if I can just steal this
I-
book away from
I rolled a
the
4.
crazy guy.
In a cult?
Yeah, and my extreme is 6.
Oh, so you extreme succeeded on this. how long do you want to spend looking at this book?
Do we know by chance how far it would take them to get to? Is it Ramses?
Ramses?
Or-
You guys have never been there. She did give them some directions on where, like, the quote-unquote town hall would be, where they could find Ramses. It's not too incredibly far. Probably there and back would probably be 20 minutes walking, and then...
I mean, I don't see any reason that I would stop looking at it unless interrupted.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a D100 and tell me what you roll.
34.
Okay. You look through a good portion of this book. You know, not sitting down and trying to understand every single word in a language you don't understand, but just looking for patterns. You go ahead and you sit down and look through it, and you notice about, and it's consistent, probably about the 4th or 5th line on every page is written in different ink.
Okay. So it's like it was added on, like a
No, it looks
annotation.
like it looks like it was written at
a-
the same time, but it looks like it was written in a different kind of ink.
Well, I don't really know what to decipher from that.
You get a little bit more of a closer look at the ink, and you sort of rub it, and it feels like dried blood compared to the rest of it. Feels like a smooth ink. This has a little bit of grain almost feel to it. And in that, as you sort of go across, you feel a small prick on your finger from something that inside of the page is sort of almost like just something sharp to nick your finger as you're going over. And as do you continue or do you just lift your hand up?
That's gonna freak me out. So I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, like push the book and move my hand back.
Yeah, you push your hand back, or you take your hand back and push the book back. The spot where you cut your finger open a little bit begins to sort of flow in the same way that the book is written for that line. Almost like the blood weaves into that portion of the page.
But it doesn't change the text. It just isn't like making it more bold.
Yeah, so it makes it more bold, but the blood almost moves on its own as it looks like it's writing what it's writing. It just follows the line, but it almost looks like someone's taking almost like they pricked your finger and began to write with your blood in this line. As soon as it finished the line, it stops.
But it's not additional text, right?
No, it's not additional. It's just it looks like it's just copying over.
Like highlighting the actual text.
Yeah.
So based off of how our actor friend is acting around this lady, I want to kind of keep that to myself, but at the same time, I want to make a mental note of where that is at in the book so I can analyze that later with somebody.
Yeah, you go ahead and close the book.
Trust.
Do you keep the book open or you go ahead and close it? when you put the book away?
I mean, I'm not gonna close it. It's still open to that page, but
Okay.
it scared me enough that I'm not continuing what I was doing. before.
Anton, you did notice that anyone who's sort of standing around that area, because the Abigail went back to her desk and almost just started opening her books back up to where they were before her desk was thrown around, picking up her inkwell and trying to scoop whatever ink is available to on the ground. And then begins to over there. So anyone who's sitting by Anton would actually be able to see that blood scenario go around. But anyone who's not obviously either there or would not be next to Anton would not have seen the blood begin to follow them.
What is this cult's fascination with blood? Like, it makes the floor glow. It highlights text in a book.
As you guys sort of just leave that page open, you guys all notice that the text begins to change on that line.
Oh dear.
While this is all happening, I'm actually was gonna kind of want to fixate more on Abigail.
Okay.
So we can interject to that later if we want to focus on this part.
So you walked away with Anton and Woody. You guys do notice that that line begins to change. You can tell by the way it is English, but you sort of see all the letters sort of move a little bit, and then they all sort of fade to English. And then in English,
Do I notice that he sees it as well?
Anton, how do you react to noticing this book that is this line that was covered in blood and now changes over to English?
Yeah, I'm extremely interested. You would notice. My eyes are like wide open, like my neck craned looking at it.
Well, I'm gonna like motion him to like not say anything. I'm gonna like bring the book over. Does he have any exposed wounds still, or is it all bandaged up at this point?
It's
like, is there
all-
any exposed blood?
No. There's no exposed blood or anything like that. The only things where his wounds were are now covered in those leaves that she put on him.
Is my finger still
I
pricked?
reach down and hand you my old. Oh, I guess you can use your finger then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring the book over to him and just kind of put my hand down and let another drop like kind of spill over the same area so he can see it as well.
Yeah, are you wanting to do a different line, or are you wanting to do the same line? The same line is still translated over.
What did the first line say?
Yeah, I guess that's better.
The first line just said, because the way Arabic is compared to English, why use big word when little word works? But more or less, after the line has been translated over, it just says, "Beneath the sands we rise."
Okay, yeah, let's translate away, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I mean I'm obviously re-intrigued because I feel that somebody else is as interested as I am in this. So I'm going to kind of like just let my hand go down a little bit and just let a couple drops like keep falling to see if we can decipher anything else.
All right. On this page, like I said, there's only the fourth and fifth line on every page is written in that different ink. So you'd have to go to just change pages as you're dripping, or if you want to just do this one page and see how it goes. Okay. And it's only for, I would even say, maybe 10 pages.
I mean, I think I would definitely flip through the pages because I'm trying to get everything that I possibly can.
Okay. As you guys are go ahead and doing the blood test, or blood thing. You guys both need to go ahead and roll a sanity check for me, as you guys are seeing blood transform ink in front of your eyes.
I passed.
Okay.
I did not.
You take a whopping just 2 points
Thank you.
sanity knocked off.
Both of us? Or
No,
just
him. You don't take any. It's got to be the morphine sort of doing this. It's weird, and you understand it's happening, but it can't be the actual blood that's doing this. It has to just be something else to not cause your brain to flip through it.
Okay.
But as this is going on, you guys are translating. Mr. Charles, you do see Abigail has finished opening up her books back up, got her inkwell back onto the table, and sat down and opening her other book that she was writing in when you guys walked in.
First, I want to put it out there, like, is there anything I can help you clean up? Or help with? In the meantime, while we wait for Anton to heal.
I mean, as of right now, we're in a couple of hours we'll be changing this gentleman's sheets here.
I would love to lend a hand for that.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple.
I forgot there was another guy in the room, actually.
But I mean, as of right now, I mean, if you want to, you could clean around the area. I mean, there's not really anything to do while we're just waiting for time for his sheets to be changed.
I just kind of like brush off that suggestion, and I actually go to light a cigarette that I brought with me and one of my matches, and I offer her a cigarette as well.
She will take it.
Of course, it's the 27 that smokes. Let's see. I wanted to bring up the water in that well was awful looking. You know what's wrong with your well water?
I don't, and to be honest with you, I don't know even how old that water is. I don't know when the last time it even rained was. It's been a while. So, I mean, eventually I would assume that this well would run dry, but it hasn't yet.
Well, when we first arrived, we pulled up a bucket and boiled some off, but it was quite green before then we filtered it. But
I'm assuming it's just so dark there, and then there's algae or something growing. Make it greener.
yeah. I asked her what was she writing about.
Just about this gentleman over here. I tried to just take notes of what I've done and sort of what I've tempted and sort of see what works, because I mean, I'm not going to be around here forever if medicine's taught me anything.
What happened to this gentleman?
And she sort of keeps her voice a little hushed. He was bit by something. I don't know what it was, but I'm not sure if it was a snake or a bug or a beetle. I don't know, but it was. He had a really bad fever, and he finally sweated it off. It looked like earlier today, but he's been in and out, very almost just a husk almost, awake but not moving all that often.
Poor soul. You don't have anti-venom in this clinic of yours? What kind of...
I mean, we have a small amount, but I didn't want to waste... The bite marks were a little bit wide to be a snake. but I didn't want to waste what venom we do have to maybe fix something when we could use it for a definite.
The unfortunate circumstances where we first met eyes was used to be recited by a Sir Roberts. Have you ever met that gentleman? He left a diary of sorts.
Frederick, you mean?
Frederick Roberts. Is that his name?
Other way around.
No, Robert Frederick.
Robert Fredericks.
Robert Fredericks.
Yeah.
Bob Fred.
He
You know, the old Bobby Freddy.
the name rings a bell. I think he was here a little while ago, but we haven't seen him since. Maybe a week ago.
He mentioned, and I've heard some other accounts of just some strange noises at night. You've been here for quite some time. What is that exactly?
We're not sure what causes it, but it might even be the well. But it is a large, almost swarm-like, of large, disgusting-looking insects. At least that's what I assume they are.
It's almost like
they
those
fly around and then just buzz. They don't get in through the border windows, so I know they're at least of some decent size. But I'm not sure what they exactly look like. Whenever they come through at night, I mean, there's so many of them that you can't even see them really past the moonlight almost. Cast such a shadow.
Yeah. Must be one of those suckers young Addie ran into, one of those beetles.
It could be. I haven't seen the beetle itself, but it very well could be. But yeah, it almost just looks
Think
like
something
from
like that could
afar.
leave.
It could be. I haven't seen him. I mean, I guess he could have got bit while he was outside the town, but from afar, it just looks like a large cloud overhead.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, when was the last time you slept? And I mean no.
I'm just like dozing off.
I mean no offense by this, but you look like you have all of you. It look like you haven't slept in at least a day or two.
It could be. We've seen a few sights in the past 24 hours, but I assure you I'm well rested.
Well, I mean, obviously you have your abode if you'd like to go back, but if you guys need to catch a nap here, I mean, we're not really busy.
Yeah, I intend to stand by Anton's side until he recovers. Is this also where you sleep?
She gets a very awkward sort of smile on her face. No, I have my own place for that. But I mean, I've had a couple of naps here and there while waiting for patients to either recover or just wait for someone to come in.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing I can help out with. Let's just say until something else happens, we just do like small talk, irrelevant to the.
Into the narrative. Okay.
Yeah.
As you're going about having this conversation, we'll jump to Isaac and James. You guys are on your way to Ramsey's, or to the town hall that you were given direction to go and speak with Ramsey's. Is there any conversation you guys want to have or RP on your way there? It is roughly about a 10-minute walk from where you guys are to the town hall.
Yeah, so then she says that this guy told her to lock the door, so now we're gonna go over there and, ask them a few questions. I thought you'd like to, ask them your way.
How do you want me to handle this?
Well, let's not kill him, unless we have to. I mean, I'm all about self-defense and stuff, but...
I mean, I might be a brute, but I'm not an idiot. I do need answers.
Right.
Can't hunt down leads without information.
Exactly. But I figured...
You want to go good cop, bad cop? You want to just go in there with some honey? Like, feel like you collect more flies of honey? Or you want me just to beat the shit out of him? What do you want?
Let's try, the honey approach first, and then if we need to turn to vinegar, we can honey vinegar this.
It just sounds so gross on so many different levels.
I don't know. I know for true honey, I need to put this rifle away, but god damn these. I think they might all be savages.
Can't go around saying that, but we need to not let this guy. I mean, he probably knows when we show up at his door, so honey might not work. So just be ready, since he's the one that locked us down there anyway.
All right. Well, as far as he doesn't know that we know.
Right. So let's not show our hand just yet.
Fine, you take the lead. But he probably doesn't speak English anyways.
All right. And then I'll trudge.
As you guys trudge on, you guys do not see a single person the entire way. Almost looks like a desert ghost town as you guys are making your way through. You guys eventually arrive at said town hall. Go ahead and open the door. And you do see almost like a secretary's desk near the door. You have seen this individual before, as this is Neith, who is the wife of Ramses. And you guys see, what can I help you fine gentlemen with tonight?
We need to talk to Ramses about something.
Is it immediate or?
Oh yeah, very immediate.
Yes, man, just waiting right here while I go ahead and head off. And this obviously is all in Arabic. It's it seems like the only language that she's aware as from, especially because as your guys' last conversation with the two of them. She steps away, walks through the door, shuts it behind her, and then begins to go ahead and have a conversation. A few moments later, she does pop back out. He's finishing up a letter that he's got to send out, but as soon as he's finished up with the letter, he will go ahead and be out to take you guys into his office, if you guys wouldn't mind. And she points over to a couple of chairs, but they are literally just the definition of something to sit in. Looks extremely uncomfortable, but she offers the chairs for you to sit until.
How long is this letter gonna take? Like, is he writing a book? What?
It shouldn't be too much longer. Maybe 5 minutes at most.
And he can't just finish his letter later? Like, this is immediate. Like, I'm telling you.
And I can assure you that he respects your presence here and understands the necessity of this meeting, but this is something that this has to go out to.
What is she saying? What's going on? Why is she pointing at chairs? Or dirt, whatever the fuck that is.
This goddamn idiot's fucking writing a letter, and they won't let us in until he writes the letter.
A letter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I begin to walk towards the door.
Sir, you don't wanna go in there.
I don't understand a word she's saying.
Kick it down.
You want me to kick it?
Yeah, kick it.
Like,
Go.
Kick the door.
As soon as you kick the door, go ahead and describe what you do as you kick open this door. You have some lady yelling right behind you.
Well, he just told me kick it, so I'm assuming honey's out the window. I'm going straight to vinegar. I'm kicking that door, and I'm pointing the barrel. I'm clearing the room, you know what I mean? Making sure it's just this one idiot.
As you clear the room, you look to your left, and aimed at you is the hunter that was described to you with a handgun aimed at you.
Isaac,
Yeah.
we got an idiot with a gun. And not
All right,
me.
I'm coming in. And I've got my Tommy gun out. And I'm yelling at him in there. Put the gun down.
The gentleman, not the hunter, which I'm looking his name up real quick. Aaron, not Aaron, but Ramsey sort of stands up. Whoa! I'm sorry, but I don't know where you hail from, but this is not how gentlemen do business.
Well, I don't think that a gentleman would lock
It's in Arabic.
2 visitors into a basement. So I don't think we're on gentleman terms at the moment. Now, if your friend would kindly put down the gun, my trigger-happy friend here will be less likely to blow his face off with his shotgun, because he likes to do that. So you might want to.
Well, as he sort of, give me your word, he'll put his gun down, and I will have mine put his gun down. As you know, this
James.
we can be civil people.
Hey, James. If he puts his gun down, will you put your gun down?
I don't want to. I mean,
Alright.
this guy's already tried to kill us once.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to put it on the ground. I'm just saying lower it a little bit.
It's not
Just
like
nod. Just nod. It'll be fine.
I haven't killed anybody from a hip fire before. Is he putting us down? Dude.
He's still waiting on a response, whether he'll
Just nod, James, and then see, he's trustworthy.
he goes ahead and gives Aaron a nod, and he does more or less the same thing. He doesn't fully just holster the weapon, but he keeps it in a if needs to a position to react. James, the way he's handling this weapon, very military-like. You've seen men when they go into different meetings and such like this, you've seen how he's handling the weapon almost exactly like someone who has served in some sort of military before. So he's not, he's went hunting with the bow and arrow, but he's definitely someone who's handled a weapon like this and it's pretty experienced at it. 1 minute while we wait for Sorverlin to come back. Swolly, are you back? Maybe. Anyway, now that we're sort of back, okay. You like I said, you do recognize this man has at least some military training. But he does put it at a respectable, but still on standby. And he sort of just gives you a look as you go ahead and lower yours. Yes, I did make the call to have you shut inside the basement, but to be fair, you were somewhere where you weren't supposed to be.
That doesn't. You could hey, don't go down there instead of locking us in there. We could have talked about it. Instead, you wanted to go all secretive and crazy, and then unleash some homeless person that attacked one of my friends. So you got a lot to answer for. That's more important
Don't
than
know what
us
you mean by
trespassing.
homeless, but
That's how he's been described to me. I didn't see him. I just saw his damage that he dealt.
well, I sincerely apologize for any damage that was dealt, but I truly do not know what you mean by a homeless person out there. It should be just a tunnel that leads to our, I guess, best word you could call it is a cemetery. But I figured if you really
There's a
wanted
lot
to-
more than just a cemetery down there. You got a whole church. A whole bunch
Church
of
to what?
crazy. Is he lying? Like, do I?
You can roll psychology.
No, I don't. I can't tell.
Seems hard to read.
Yeah. Now, don't bullshit me here. I figured, you run this town, you know what goes on. And there ain't no way that you don't know that your safety tunnels are also being used as some sort of cult thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird down there.
I mean, we haven't required them in a few weeks, but I can assure you that last we checked, there were no cults or churches down there. Just like a couple of tunnels that connect the houses together as an escape route, just in case we have attackers.
Okay,
And I'm
so
I'm
the last
sorry
attack was...
if someone, maybe one of the attackers found their way in and that's who attacked you. I don't know, but I don't believe that this is even suitable for the kind of conversation we begin to have. And he just sort of waves his hand. You can definitely tell he's frustrated. James, you can sense the frustration coming off of Ramses, and as he tells his guard to lower his weapon. Now look, you guys seem like reasonable men. I gave you a place to stay, but if you guys don't get your act together and treat me with some respect, then you can go stand in the sun all day for all I care.
Well, now I am grateful that you gave us a place to stay, but I do need answers. And if you give me the answers that me and my friends are looking for, then I will gladly respect you. But respect is earned where I come from.
And it should have been earned with a roof over your head, and food to eat, and water to drink.
But then it was lost when, you locked us in a basement. So,
If I were to go to your home and went to a place you didn't want outsiders, and they were already gung-ho about going inside, one might overreact. Yes?
okay, but if it's just tunnels, why can't we go down there? If it's...
Because I don't know
What are you
you
trying to-
from Nasus and the pyramid. You could be anyone. And the one thing that keeps our town safe could have been endangered.
So you'd lock us down there.
Until I
To
had time to
keep
answer
your town safe.
question you myself. Yes.
Hey James, this guy says that he locked us down there to keep us safe from wrecking his town. What do you say to that?
He doesn't know anything about the Black Pharaoh.
He acts like he doesn't know. I can't tell.
Did you say the words Black Pharaoh?
Do you want me to? Okay. Ramses, what do you know of the Black Pharaoh?
deity some of these savages worship around these parts?
Well, it seems like these savages live in your basement.
Some savages walk up to my doorstep, but we don't necessarily turn all people away.
No, it doesn't seem like you turned anybody away. You took us. So the question is, what do we do about these savages that worship this thing in your town? What are you going to do about it?
Well, I mean, to be fair, they never bothered us. We didn't know of their existence until you went down there and pressed your own exploration. So the real question is, if they're not messing with us, I mean, we are a very small town, recovering. Why would we? Especially if you said that they did something to you, one of your own. Why mess with the happiness of what we have for whatever may be going on below the city?
So you're not worried that they might attack one of your own? If, let's say, you get attacked and you have to go down there?
I mean,
You're not worried?
I'm always worried for my people. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you've seen the church or whatever is going on down there? Does it look new? Does it look like it's been there for some time?
I don't know, did it? It looked pretty old, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was pretty old. It probably was older than this town.
Yeah. No, it looked like it'd been there for quite a while.
And I know my father and his father before that had this city. And there've been nothing that we're told of any. This is news that I'm hearing any of this. As you guys are having that conversation, you guys are going ahead and putting the blood on the pages. You guys go ahead and you finish applying the blood to the 10 pages. And what it translates to, if you are taking notes, let me know when you are ready. I can go ahead.
Ready.
Okay.
What are we doing?
This is happening while you're having your small talk conversation. The other two
Right.
people are
Okay,
spreading the blood.
Man's flirting. We can call it what it is. It's fine.
Mansplaining.
Exactly. You just
like-
mansplaining this.
Explaining,
Pretty sure you don't have a medical license, and neither do I. So.
Right. So we're really on the same part. We did the same amount of work.
Between you and me, if you made his wounds worse, I don't really care.
Right. It begins. It says, "For beneath the sands we shall rise. The lingering beast is hidden inside. We come home and bring a dinner or two, but what we realize is we're too soon."
Is it two as in also?
Yes.
From beneath the sand we shall rise. The lingering beast is hidden inside. Come home and bring a dinner or two. What we realize is we are too soon. How many pages are in this book, roughly?
Roughly about 45 pages.
And how many hymns does that equate to?
We'll say there's 8 hymns inside that. book.
Sounds about right. We're too soon. I look at the dock like, I don't fucking know. Do any ideas? But I won't say anything, so I'm not trying to draw attention to what we're doing.
I mean, the beast.
Anton, go ahead and roll a knowledge roll.
A knowledge roll. That's
Is that education? or
Education, I'm
knowledge?
sorry. Education.
pass. Just a regular old
Okay.
pass.
You remember this phrase sort of clicks in your head for a second as soon as you read it over, but it was slightly different. You remember after your platoon was attacked by whatever beasts attacked, written on the wall, the last thing you remember before blacking out was dinner 2, and then but it had like the number 2 crossed out and written with the proper 2 soon.
Oh dear. Now I want to know more about these fuckers. Did I learn anything about what happened that day in the tunnels, or was I just left in the dark and it all sort of went away to military bureaucracy?
Yeah, exactly. It sort of just went away. They shut it. Whatever happened in those tunnels, they sort of like don't want to even acknowledge that they were defeated that poorly, and just sort of shuffled it away. Don't know. All those people went missing. MIA.
I got some sort of medal that meant nothing and moved on with my life. Yeah, that checks out. Can I roll my occult to see if I can, if seeing these words again clicks something into my head?
Sure.
Nope.
I do need you to make a sanity check, though.
Okay.
As you begin to sort of relive what happened in the tunnels.
I passed.
Okay. Woody, you do notice that as Anton's sort of looking at and reading this phrase, he begins to sweat. Not, like just a downpour, but you've seen the man hold his cool, even with being slashed open. But something bothered him, at least for a moment, before he collected himself and began to rethink or continue thinking upon the words that were given.
I guess I'm just gonna kind of like point to a couple different phrases and see what he nods to, so I can try to figure out what specifically caused it.
Go ahead and roll your parapsychology skill.
Um, 11, so that passes hard.
Okay. It's weird. It's not like it's one of full phrase. It's more like it's the dinner or 2 and too soon. Those you notice like small winces in his eye, at the corner of his eyes, whenever you get to those 2, like those 4 words, more or less. It's not even the whole phrase. It's just those 4 words that cause something to not necessarily break, but definitely bends Mr. Anton in a negative way.
I think I don't want to like blurt anything out because I still don't trust the other two.
As you were going ahead and having this moment and trying to figure out what words are, for the less of a better word, triggering Anton, we go back to the scene with Isaac and James. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that you guys met some unfortunate things while I was waiting for you to waiting to complete my business, but I truly hope you guys understand it's not from a hostile place, but one of protection and security.
What is he saying?
I'll repeat that for James.
Trust him? Believe him?
No, I don't trust him, but unless we get some evidence somehow, I don't think we're going to get anywhere pointing guns at each other.
We need to go back down in there. It's probably got answers for us. And if they really don't know about it, they probably want to clear those animals, which seem to more like than human, out. So maybe we can get this guy with a gun here who's pretty got experience to go down with us, help clear it out.
You trust this random guy? Or maybe we should just do it ourselves?
Needs prior service. He knows how to handle that gun. And we got 2 on our group that don't even use guns. And one
I know,
that
but-
I don't even know why we give him live guns.
But my whole thing is, like, we don't know this guy. Yes, he can use a gun, but what if he uses it against us?
Don't let him get behind us. Either way, if he goes down there, we can see if he's telling the truth or not by his surprise. That sort of thing that we saw ain't going to cause a normal human to not show some reaction.
All right. Maybe I can convince Ramsey's here to, let us do sponsored investigation.
Either way, we can't just kill these guys and continue our investigation.
I know.
So, might as well, if you can't beat them, join them until absolutely otherwise. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to throw it. Put a
Keep an
shotgun.
eye on him, though.
I'm going to keep the shotgun on my back. I'm going to walk up to the serviceman, the military guy. I'm going to reach out for a handshake.
He
Make sure it's your left, or
Yeah.
not your left hand yet.
holsters his weapon and reaches out for one as well.
All right, Ramses. Since we both seem to be currently on the same side, how about this? We both investigate this together. Both figure this out. If you say that you have no idea what this cult is doing, but they're willing to kill people, I think this is something that we both can figure out together.
And almost after you suggest that, his demeanor almost shifts completely from being very defensive but assertive to almost jovial. It's like, well, see, this is the kind of conversation we could have been having. Something that benefits the both of us. This is how we grow as a community. As a humanity, one might even say.
Sure. Yeah. However you want to put it. We'll need your, what's his name again? His name's,
Aaron?
Aaron?
Aaron,
Wasn't it?
yes.
Probably need Aaron here down in there. Since he knows how to use a weapon of some kind.
Speak English, soldier. I look at Aaron.
He
I don't think any of them speak.
he gives a small shrug.
What war you fought in?
gives another small shrug. You get the basic understanding he understands what you're saying, but may not be able to speak it.
This guy knows a lot more than he's letting on.
Most people are.
Well,
All right, Ramses. We're gonna have a little powwow. It's where we like talk and stuff. I know it's not a common phrase. And then we'll be back. Okay.
I shall eagerly await.
let him, whatever we're doing, I don't know what you just said. Make sure it's tomorrow. I need sleep.
No, we're fine, James. Don't worry. We haven't slept in a long time, so we're gonna deal with that right now.
He does say, after your powwow, we are having the community dinner tonight, so would be happy if you guys were to join us. If you guys
Is that the
feel some
is
sort
that
of
the
way.
snakes?
It is a ingredient, yes. But
What?
What do you say?
What's the other ingredient? If you don't mind me asking.
he sort of
Might have an allergy or something, you know.
camel, I believe. Don't worry, it's not one of yours.
All right. As long as it's not one of mine.
What do you say?
He's saying that he's inviting us to dinner. There's gonna be snake and camel on the menu.
Sleepy
Hopefully
one.
nothing else. All right. Well, thank you, Ramses. We'll let you know. See
You know, those camel are probably dying of dehydration as they're tethered to our apartment.
Camels are fine.
Camels.
Probably hungry.
And
if
to be
anything.
fair, it's only been like 3 hours since you guys arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys go ahead and head back as you guys are on your way back to your abode. We'll go back to Anton and Woody.
I look around Woody and see Charles and Abigail chatting with each other. And I say, I've seen this before. I whisper, I've seen this before. These words written after I was attacked by a different monster. I think that whatever we ran into down there is only just the beginning.
I don't even know where to go. You kind of see like the hair on my arm stand up a little bit. I'm very, very interested in that, but it's creeping me out at the same time because the words just appearing it already freaked me out a little bit.
Probably doesn't help that you're in a clinic full of drugs and medicine.
Yeah, I'm pretty freaked out at this point.
It's fair.
Noticing that, I'll say we'll discuss it later.
Shortly after you guys end that discussion, you guys do hear the other gentleman begin to cough. That's inside of the clinic, and you see Abigail sort of head over in that general direction to check and see how they're doing.
I, of course, follow right behind her as I've taken up the role as basically nurse. At this point, I'm gonna like assist as hard as I can.
You were the one who was asking for like the description of the PI as well as the thief in the shop from the first episode, correct? When you were looking for
Yes.
Okay. You meet someone, or you see the person laying down who was described as the PI.
Oh. And I just know this.
Yeah, but she did say that Robert sounds familiar, but has been missing.
Right. Okay. Well, I keep it to myself for now, and I just say, anything I need? Does this man need water? Whatever.
No, I think he's all right. As she begins to inject something into him. No, he's just need to give him something for the temperature. Looks like it's coming back.
What is that?
If you want to come around, as she sort of caught on, you're trying to sort of play nurse. Go ahead and roll your acting skill.
Did you say acting?
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I got a 2.
You have probably played a nurse in some past movie. Good lord. She would probably, if you didn't tell her you were an actor, you probably could have got away with being a nurse and or doctor. But you get close and she shows you where there is on his forearm what it looks like 2 bite marks. They don't look like fang indents or anything like that. But there's almost like small slashes in his arm, 2 of them, that were probably 4 inches apart.
Okay. Is he like lucid? Does he appear lucid, like conscious?
In between. I wouldn't say he's in a complete lucid state, but he's groggy almost.
Okay. I try to get a reaction, like, "Sir, how are you feeling? Okay? Are you?"
You see him begin to look around, almost as if he can't see anything, but he recognizes what you're saying.
Yeah. It's almost like he knows English.
Yeah. And you see her. I need you to calm down, sir. I need you to calm down, please. It's like you're not doing super well. I need you to make sure that you are doing well.
I reassure the guy, like, yes, we're both very skilled at this, and you are in good hands. Just relax.
You do see him grab up and reach up to your arm, and is shaking, but it's like it's full grip, but he's trembling. As he eventually loosens it up, and then his arm goes limp. You see his eyes are still open, but his hand definitely sort of like limps back onto the bed.
What did you inject him with? I look over to Abigail. Is that some sort of painkiller?
I mean, yeah, it's you're going to judge me. I already know it because of prior instances with your group,
it's heroin.
But it's not heroin. It is mixed with some of the algae from the well as well.
Interesting. There are medicinal effects to that. The algae that we were filtering from our water.
I wouldn't say the medicinal effects. I would say that it takes the addictive and the negative stuff away from this strain of heroin that we have.
Oh. Is there any way I could, I don't know, roll psychology to see if she's actually talking about heroin.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll psychology.
Oh no, that was a bad roll. So I completely believe this woman is injecting heroin
Yeah.
with some green moss.
Yes.
Interesting.
In 1920, heroin actually isn't all that big a deal.
Right, I figured that or
They think
like some sort of cocaine.
they thought
water.
it cured tuberculosis.
Yeah.
I'm looking. It up.
Science.
Well, I had already kind of figured that, so I was like, I don't really care. Heroin sounds normal.
Right. So
Was it actually called heroin back then?
Yeah.
I think
heroin.
so.
It's
Okay.
made by Bayer Pharmaceutical in 1898.
That's why she didn't give any to Anton. She had that water vial.
This right here is just to reduce the fever, as well as any pain he might be in. Mr. Isaac already injected him with some pain relief, so I didn't feel like it was necessary to inject him with more.
Yeah. Well, that guy doesn't really know anything about medicine, so.
That's enough to at least give someone proper dosage, I guess. But it could be luck. It could be luck.
You don't have any identification for this man?
No, he stumbled through here.
With that bite, huh?
Maybe 3 days ago.
Yeah. With that bite. He didn't have any items on his possession?
He had, yes, actually. She reaches underneath his bed and pulls out a small box, and it has a single ticket.
Like a plane ticket? Or
not a plane ticket. We went over
boat
this.
ticket?
A ticket for a boat.
Yeah. I make a mental observation, but none of it has his name on it.
Nope.
Okay.
Just a one-way ticket back to England.
Yeah. Well, it looked like it was from England, but that doesn't really help us now, does it?
Not really. There's only, one or two people there? As she sort of begins to smile as she goes ahead and puts, gauze and stuff around where she injected him with the medication.
And how does he look? Is he like sweating? Like, does he feel like he has a fever?
Yeah, he definitely looks like he has a fever. He's got sweating. His face a little bit more red. He's in and out of consciousness as if he had a high fever. So he definitely looks feverish.
Okay. I grab her hand as I help her with the gauze. Mansplain to her. This is actually how they taught us in the Navy.
Go ahead and roll charm.
Oh, I thought it was going to be first aid.
No.
That is a pass on the charm. Yeah.
Okay.
Normal pass.
You see her blush a little bit. And then sort of smile, shake her head, and it's like, thank you. I know how to wrap a wound, but I appreciate the expertise that you have been able to show for me. Now, if you must excuse me, I do have to step aside to go use the restroom. So if you do not mind, I will be back in just a moment. Your friend should be fine to rest here for as long as he needs to. Like I said, I'd probably recommend about 3 days without really any hard movement. I don't want anything to tear, but if he has to go somewhere, just make sure he's not being rough or tough or anything that a muscle may have to do.
Of course. You will be back, though. Tonight?
Of course.
Okay. Then I just let her go.
She steps away. You guys do see that Charles and Abigail sort of both step out from assisting whoever was being treated, and then she does step outside. So it's just you, this other person, and then the three of you.
What time of day is it? It's only been a few hours now.
Yeah, it's roughly about 1:15ish in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't been at all. I tell the guys, I go right over there. It's like, I think this is Roberts Fredericks. Is that his name?
Yes.
I think this is the PI.
Are we there? We're there
You
now?
come to us? Is that where you came?
Right. We're all still in the same room, correct?
So actually,
I'm talking about Anton and
Anton and Woody are still in the room.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So
you switched back to Isaac.
At this point, Isaac and James do walk in the front door. You do see Abigail leaving the building, and begin to walking away, but the door is still open as she does see you come.
Which direction is she headed?
Towards you guys. She's not like walking in a beeline towards you, but heading at least down the street in your direction.
And remind me of which direction, like cardinal.
You guys are on the northwest side of town.
Okay.
So you guys are on the southeast, your house on the southeast, the cave entrance are on the northeast, and then you guys are on the northwest currently.
Right. And where's town hall in like the middle?
Due north. It's like at the north tip of the city.
Okay. All right, we'll go in.
All right.
Or I'll go in.
Yeah, I believe James is following shortly behind you.
Yeah.
You do guys hear James and Isaac enter back in and shut the door behind you. You guys are now free to talk as a group.
Well,
Since they came in first,
so we talked to Ramses. And
how'd it go?
It was a little tense at first, but we came to an agreement. We're gonna get a little rest, and then there's supposed to be a dinner tonight that he invited us to, with some food, something we haven't had in a while. and then we're probably tomorrow we're gonna investigate more, but probably shouldn't move Anton.
No, I think Anton still has a little while to go. I do believe, though, this gentleman, I point over to the guy that looks like Robert. That guy has the description of the PI.
What?
I don't know what he looks like, so I'm like, oh.
Well, we were all in the book store,
Yeah, he described him.
the established antiquity.
Isaac wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Isaac was not there.
Yeah.
But no, as you
Okay,
head
so
over there, James, you do see.
I go to James and I say Woody, and I try to recall the description of the PI, and it's like, doesn't this guy kind of match that PO?
I mean, yeah, that's got to be him. One in the. I mean, what guy is going to be walking through a middle of the desert looking like exactly the dude we're looking for? That's got to be him.
Did he have anything on him that would, tell us?
He had this box of goods, and one of them was a ticket to England or to the UK.
Is it like torn?
I go over and to where I just go
Grab
find
the
it.
ticket.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Here's the
It
box.
is torn. It is torn. It looks like similar to the other half.
I pull the one out of my shirt and I hold it up next to it to like check the tear.
It's a perfect match.
Well, gentlemen, I think we found our PI.
Something to watch out for. He was appears to be bit by something a few days ago when they brought him in. Sweet Abby doesn't see anything malicious in it, of course, but
Sweet Abby, is that what you're calling her now?
that's what her preferred name is. That's what her friends call her.
Is that
Try
what
to
she told you
sleep.
to call her? Did she tell you that while you were schmoozing the dame, huh?
It's our little nickname.
Do you try to sleep with every woman that tries to kill you?
You said anything about sleeping with anybody?
All right. Well, is this guy awake?
All she did was lock the door. He seems pretty out of it. I go over and just kind of shake him a little bit.
You see it, you shake him a little bit. He sort of like, his head moves and rolls a little bit. And you hear it almost like he's trying to mutter something, but you can't really hear anything.
She injected him with some heroin, which is interesting. She also used that moss that was in the water from the well.
That seems
Yeah.
unsanitary, but whatever. We're in a desert, so who cares?
A little counterproductive.
Seems to have some sort of healing properties.
I mean, he
Can I
don't
make
look too
like a-
healed to me.
It probably won't help me, but can I make like a first aid check, or like even a natural world check, just to see if that even's?
I would either do a hard first aid or medicine.
How about
Not-
medicine?
What about like survival? Could I use survival?
It would be a hard survival.
Well, I think that's my first aid's okay. I'll roll first aid then.
Okay.
You said hard first aid?
Correct.
No.
Do you want to push it?
Sounds. I'm trying to think of how I would push it though. Like, I guess I could try to just recall methods of like surviving bug bites in the desert. So.
Sure. I'll allow it.
Ah! I super failed, so give it to me.
All right. Awesome. You failed the push. Okay. Cool.
It's tree moss.
Yeah.
It totally works. No.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't heard case of it not working.
Yeah. We should all get some of that. You filtered it, James, so we should just save that and eat
I
it.
think what we could do is smoke it, yeah.
I bet if we dried it out, we could just grind it up and snort it.
Did you guys
These
find the
all
heroin?
sound like great ideas. Let's put them in our ears while we sleep too.
Smart.
You guys are nuts.
I hear there's buzzing around, and that's gonna help. So
On that note, we'll go ahead and take us a small break. We'll go ahead and take a 5-minute break just to get around, do what you got to do, take a drink, use the restroom, and then we'll come back to where we left off. So yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Bye-bye. So where we left off, you guys were having a little powwow. You guys realized that, hey, this sick man is Robert Fredericks. You guys checked the ticket. Hey, it's the other half that you guys found randomly throughout the desert, luckily. But that is where we left off. Abigail is still not in the room. So you guys can continue to converse as you so please.
I was going to bring up, I think that buzzing noise is definitely beetles. I don't have any evidence. It's just Addie, that little girl, she found the beetle. And that's kind of, that's just what Abigail was speaking about. For the sound, kind of like that's what created the smoke when we were first arriving. Is some sort of insect possibly, and I'm just speculating. Could be what caused this bite, because it doesn't. She can't really tell if it's a snake bite or something other.
This is what
Just
Abby
letting
said.
you guys know.
Just what you're saying.
This is just what I'm saying as far as the beetle thing.
Is this some kind of plot for a movie like you're trying to come up with, or?
I'm just trying to connect the dots here.
Says the guy that almost killed Anton.
Well, he
Pokey
was
finger.
moving a lot. And
Yeah. How many times have you been in the desert, sir?
enough.
How many?
At least once.
Is that enough? Is that enough to know, like, that these beetles could be dangerous, or what?
I'm just sharing the knowledge in my brain. Whole.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna get food. Anton, you want me to bring you back some food?
I think you're muted.
I'm assuming those whispered words was yes, please.
Yes, please. I can't move at the moment. I'm just laying here wrapped in leaves.
I wouldn't mind rummaging through, like, maybe the medicine cabinets. If there's, like, a medicine cabinet.
So you're gonna rob the girl you're trying to...
I'm just rummaging.
Yeah, you go ahead and
I'll determine that later.
rummage, right. Go ahead and roll a spot hidden.
Ooh, that's a hard fail. Not a super hard fail, just a normal hard fail.
Nothing of interest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the house and sleep because I'm probably tired.
We need someone to stay here on watch for Anton. Well, you don't need to be on
Yeah, we
watch,
got-
but somebody needs to be here with him. You can sleep. But
I don't plan on leaving, but we need somebody to switch off because I gotta sleep sometime too.
well, it's not. You don't need to be awake with him, and you can just sleep here too. That way, if shit pops off, at least someone with working feet can get up.
All right, I'll just sleep on a cot then. It's
Well,
fine.
I'm determined to stay awake until a normal night time. And I have a gun, so if anything goes down, I can protect us.
And you guys invited us to the dinner, right? Or you told us about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we still? So I mean, I need to get some rest before that.
Yeah, it's at 6.
What time is it right now?
Can I tell what time it is? It's probably like 2.
They don't have any working clocks, but you can look at the sun and roll a survival.
Yeah.
I got a wristwatch.
Oh, yeah, you have a wristwatch. Yeah.
Wrong time zone.
I got a 32 out of 32, so I also
Well.
passed my survival too. So if you want
The
either
time
way.
does not match up, as you probably did not change your watch for Egypt time, as you did not ask anyone who what time it was when you arrived.
Egypt Standard Time.
Exactly.
Egypt
guess.
Standard Time.
But based off just looking outside, it's probably around 2 o'clock. Don't know the exact
Actually, I'm gonna
time,
go-
but it's roughly.
I'm gonna go check on the camels.
Camels don't need to eat or drink for up to 6 to 7 months.
It's not that. I need to be sure that no one has stolen them. And no beetles are eating their asses. You know.
Or they just cooked him, even though he reassured.
Yeah, it's also to check how truthful this guy was when he said, "No, we didn't eat your camels." So
We should probably also be pretty cautious, even like going outside, because we were recently attacked by a large mob of people.
Well, we don't know if they were people.
I'm going to bed.
There's nothing else but people in this world. Please.
Someone wake me up when the food gets here. I'm just going to tilt my hat down and just eat almost instantaneously. Seems like I'm already out.
At this point, I'm chain smoking because I'm
'cause it's
trying to stay
healthy
awake.
for you.
Trying to say.
Because it's, other than coffee, it's the best thing to stay awake.
Go ahead.
Heroin
You
would
want to
probably
never go to
work.
sleep? Cancer. That's your that's your answer.
Exactly.
Cancer didn't exist until the 1950s.
Yep, that's right.
This man randomly died. We don't know why.
You get back. So you get back to your house, and all camels are accounted for. There are
Okay.
no injuries to said camels, no bugs biting their butts. There is the occasional fly that's flying near them, but
Now, Is there any kind of like stable anywhere? Like, I know there's probably not a stable, but like a large building that I could put them in.
Doesn't look like
That
each
they're
of
not
the
gonna
houses have like a little rail outside of them that you could tie them to. That's what you guys did.
All right. Does it look like sundown? I mean, they're probably not gonna eat outside.
No.
When is sundown ish?
You would know it's typically around 7, 8 o'clock.
All right. So I'll ask it. I'll ask at dinner. I'm gonna try to procure them some safety. These animals that we are carrying around with us. So. Because
Sure.
nothing's supposed to go outside at night, so I just don't want our only rides getting murdered by whatever it is, by noises. So, especially if there's bugs flying around that I don't know.
It's good too. So we have Isaac heading back to house, and then we have Anton staying and getting bed rest. James is sleeping there as well. Woody and Charles. I know Charles is chain smoking. Are you staying at the hospital? Or at the clinic?
Yeah.
And what about you, Sir Woody?
Yeah, I'm not leaving either. I'm still kind of shaken up, so I'm gonna go over and try to bum a cigarette because I'm kind of trembling, or my hands are kind of trembling still.
Okay. I give you a cigarette.
Easily enough. You are able to do all that. It gets later and later and later. Roughly 30 minutes go by. Abigail finally returns, checks on the other patient, comes in and checks on Anton, asks how you're doing, asks if she can get anything for you. Just being a hospital nurse. Eventually, you guys do. And if there's anything you guys want to do while this, I'm just sort of going on. As Isaac is the only one who is at home.
What sort of structure are we in? What is the hospital? Is it a building, the hospital? For some reason,
Yeah.
I have a tent in my head.
No, it's a building. It's just a little bit. It looks like almost as if it was two of the houses just pushed together.
Okay. As long as we're inside, because I know I'm not sleeping in a place that's not inside. So.
No, yeah, you're inside. The windows are boarded. It is all set and ready to go.
Can I ask if Abigail has any like tea or coffee?
Unfortunately, we don't really have any of that. We might have some tea at dinner. We've been blessed with that once or twice. But it's not something that we sort of just order up.
Okay. Yeah, Isaac and James over here invited us to that dinner, so
I'm glad.
if you need any company to escort you to the dinner, I would be honored.
I would be honored to have you take me.
Hey, Abigail.
Yes, Anton.
What's the town's population?
Established in 1862.
Last I was aware of, 7.
And you said that those numbers have dwindled over the past few weeks because of attacks, right?
That is the dwindled number, I should say.
How long do the 7 of you plan on surviving? If your numbers, I climbed up a pretty large pile of dead bodies. How long are you planning on surviving here?
That is something we've been all asking. But that's not a decision for us as a town to decide. That's for Ramses to decide on what he thinks is the best course for us.
Follow-up question. Why are the people in the area fixated on attacking your town? In my experience in war, battles aren't fought for no purpose. What do they want from you?
Yeah, I'm not a tactician, so I wouldn't exactly know. I don't know what politics or anything else that Ramses has going on, but I mean, I know we're the only town within 5 days, and I'm sure people know we have water. So, while it's not the best water and it takes some process to get out, eventually you can have a drinkable substance here.
Okay. Let me spell this out for you, and you do with this information what you will. Tribes that have existed for a decent amount of time, seemingly getting their water from somewhere, have been attacking your town. Likely not for the water. Now you have new evidence, aka the open wounds on my chest, that something is occurring beneath your town. I just want to open your eyes to the possibility that maybe it's not you that they're interested in. Maybe it's what's beneath. Maybe you are, and your people, who you seem to want to protect, are in the middle of some sort of conflict that you just don't understand. And I'll close my eyes and lay down.
The words of wisdom before he passes out.
Right. Just drop that bomb real quick. She sits back in her chair a little bit and sort of just...
I look towards well, he has a point.
I'm trying to intimidate her to see our way and to see what we see. Trying to scare her. Can I roll an intimidation?
Yeah.
Is that intimidation to you?
Yeah, 100%. Take definitely.
Oh yeah, that's a 23. Let me see what kind of pass that is. That's a hard pass.
Hard pass. After she sort of takes a few moments to ponder it. So, how many of these, whatever did this to you, how many were there?
One, it did this to me. Luckily, the brute that pointed a shotgun at your head earlier took it out for me. After that, an undisclosed number were chasing us through those tunnels. And as we were escaping, we barred a door and could hear chanting. You're right, sorry. The heroic actions of Charles Fairbank, which saved us, undoubtedly, was to bar a door behind which we heard chanting. Something is going on down there.
That's undeniable at this point.
Something to think about. I'm just trying to set a seed in her head so that she can start to stop seeing us as outsiders and see us as people that are legitimately trying to help figure out what's going on.
Start seeing us as inside hers.
Nope.
Just nope.
You definitely see that the gears are turning as she's got this new information rummaging through her brain.
That got me. I was kidding. Okay.
Yikes. Anything else you guys would like to do?
I kind of lost track. What what was actually going on in the scene?
You were chain smoking and.
I'm just trying my hardest to stay awake.
Yep. Those of you who are trying to stay awake, I need you to go ahead and roll a Constitution.
I don't remember where. Am I done dealing with the camels?
Yeah, you're done taking care of the camels.
Okay. I'd probably just collapse somewhere in that house then.
Sure.
I failed, but I think I want to push as I'm trying. I really do not want to seem weak, especially in front of Fair Maiden. And then knowing as well as I think I'm. Oh, well, no, James is here. Is everyone here?
Everyone's
No,
there
Isaac's still
besides Isaac.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm the only one here that can really protect us.
Of course.
I must stay awake.
Of course. Go ahead and push it.
And can I use luck on a push?
You cannot use luck on a push.
All right, that's a fail on a push.
Okay.
So I just
Perfect. You probably get through a couple of cigarettes before eventually you just sort of clock out. At this point, everyone has fallen asleep. Isaac, you wake up to the door being shut.
I didn't shut it myself.
No,
just walked in.
No, you shut the door, but you wake up
okay.
to the sound of the door shutting.
Is there someone standing there?
There is not.
Well, I already have a pistol in my hand, but I'm like, who's there?
No response.
All right, must be tired. I'll go look. What time is it? Is it dark out?
It is dark outside.
Do I hear any crazy noises?
No. It's not like pitch black outside. You can still see. You can still see
It's
just
definitely-
a amount outside, but it's beginning to get dark outside.
So it's definitely around
It's
6-ish.
Probably
maybe?
getting 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Ooh, that's not good. I'm gonna be like, oh god, the dinner, and then just throw open the door.
Okay. You throw open the door.
you are the dinner.
Where do you rush to?
I don't know, center of town.
Okay.
It's like
You
where
rush
where
to-
I think it would be.
Sure. You go rush to the center of town. You do see that are a set of candles that surround the well. And then from the well, you see a path that is lit with candles on both sides to a house. It's a rather large house, but it is a candle-lit pathway to a house.
Interesting. I'm just really mad that nobody woke me up because I probably think they're already there, not realizing that they're already asleep anyway. So I'm just like following the path. Like, gosh, these guys, they needed to wake me up. What's wrong with these people? And I'll just go.
All right.
thinking that they're there.
You walk in. You do see there is a long table, but none of your comrades are there. He's like, it's so great for you, however. I was wondering if you guys were not going to make it, or the rest of your compatriots going to be joining us.
I thought they were already here. I can go find them. Hopefully they're around. I don't want. I'll be right back. And I just go to the medical
Okay.
building.
So you head to the clinic. You do see everyone is just sort of passed out at the moment. Um, Everyone is comfort in of a bed except for Mr. Charles as he's passed out with a bunch of cigarettes just more or less on the floor, just sort of as they looked like they probably
all
fallen
around
out.
him?
Yeah, just probably just like fallen out of his hand and just sort of just
Sleep-
went onto the
sleep
floor. Right.
Is any of them lit? Like,
No, none of them are lit.
okay. All right.
Luckily, this house isn't a fire hazard.
Right.
The entire party's just wiped out.
I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up James because I know that he wanted to go.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
yo, wake up.
It's dinner time.
Yeah, we're about half an hour late.
Come on, guys. I'm gonna like start making sound like hitting stuff, making noise.
Is Abigail? Abigail's not here.
Abigail is here. She is
Oh.
asleep on the last cot.
She wouldn't leave with her escort.
Food.
Food time.
You guys are all woken up. Abigail sort of jumps up and she's like, "Oh, yes. Let us go. Let us go."
Hey,
So, Abigail, I just have a question. What's with the lighted path? Is that just so that we knew where to go, or is that something you guys do a lot?
A little bit of both. We actually are coming on to a holiday that we celebrate here. But it is a mixture of both.
St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
What
It's the
kind of holiday?
a remembrance for the people who found the city.
Okay, and you guys just have a big meal. That's
Yep.
it. Nothing else. No other ceremonies, right?
I mean, not really. I mean, the
Okay.
dinner is a ceremony if you would look at it.
Do you guys usually just have snakes and camels?
Whatever we can come across.
Am I getting like bad vibes? Like
Not any more than what you probably have been feeling the entire time you've been here.
all right. She's not like overly calm or anything.
No, she actually, it's quite the opposite. Seems quite frazzled as being late to dinner on this holiday.
Okay.
Shelby, do you use guns again? Do you just not like guns? Why don't you have a gun?
I can use a gun. I
You got
just
problems with it?
I prefer to look my foe in the eye as I take their life.
Just take my 45 out and be like, here, take that until I bring you some food back.
Seems like a good idea.
I pick myself off and make sure I don't know, I try the best I can to
Look
fluff
presentable.
up quick. Yeah.
Easily enough.
And, yeah. I look to Abigail, just, I must have dozed off, and then I go up to her side as we
She extends her arm out
go off.
to go ahead and walk and be escorted properly as you guys head to the dinner. You guys go ahead and arrive. It doesn't take too long to get there, but it looks like everyone is sort of chatting around the table. There is a whopping 6 other people that are in attendance. One of them being Addie. And Aaron, Ramses and his wife, as well as 2 other individuals you have not seen yet.
I see we really got a crowd coming in today.
Both of them are older individuals, probably high 60s. Definitely darker skin, but they are wearing very it looks like very light, like weight-wise clothing, but they are each wearing sort of a headpiece that just like goes from over one ear. It almost looks like sunglasses mixed with a headband. So like how it goes behind your ear, wraps around your forehead, and then goes behind your other ear.
Chucking on the back. I will. I'll walk up to the old folk and put my hand out. James.
They sort of look at each other and lean in.
His name is James, and then I'll just.
They sort of lighten up a little bit and shake your hands. They are very frail. They shake it slowly.
As I have the old man's hand, I won't pull him, but I'm going to lean in and be like, in a more of a questioning kind of phrase, "Hail the Black Pharaoh."
Oh my god.
He looks
I probably
over
don't
to
hear
you.
it, so I don't translate.
No, he just looks over to you. Like, looks you up and down. And it gives a very weird look on his face as you just more or less just in his ear.
I'll give one of those. Okay. Just gonna walk off.
I just whisper to Abby, who's the older couple, and I kind of like nod in their direction.
They are some of the oldest, obviously, of what's remaining of our family, I guess you can call this, before we disperse. You see, before the lineage took over, there was a civil war between a couple of houses, and then that's where the Ramsey and his wife, his great-great-grandfather, took over the town, and they're just one of the last remaining individuals on his family.
I say, huh. A lot of information.
You go ahead and shortly after you see Abigail excuse herself and head through the door and begin to bring out plates, like actual, almost they're not ceramic, but definitely of some kind of stone plate that they bring out, and as well has a bowl next to it, and they begin to go ahead and pour some soup inside of the bowl, and each of you are provided with it's not like a super thick, but almost like a slice of ham worth of meat that's placed on your plate as well. Friends, family, I want to thank you guys for attending. I know we had a bit of butting heads, as they say, and he's trying his best to speak English, but it is very, very broken. But may our travels tomorrow bring great fortune upon us. And he sort of...
I stand and applaud.
Sit down. What are you...
he sort of digs into raises his bowl of soup as a more or less of a toast.
I follow suit.
As I'm clearly sitting next to Isaac, I'll just kind of nudge and be like, "This feels bad. Just gives me a bad feeling."
I
sit back down, obviously. Everyone else is sitting.
Where's the soldier?
He's sitting to the right of Ramses.
Are we sitting like across from him, kind of?
Yeah. So it's like at the head of the table is Ramses. At the other head is going to be his wife. The two older individuals are on Ramsey's left, and then Aaron is on his right.
I just want to make sure he couldn't hear me. He kind of bad. I was like, I have a bad feeling, and he's like,
Excuse
I
me.
heard that.
No, he's like on the other side of the table compared to where you are sitting.
You got a what now?
I lean over to Abigail and ask, what's happening tomorrow?
how the fuck? Oh, she speaks English. I almost forgot that for a split second.
I've just been wooing this person has no idea.
Right. I actually don't know what's happening tomorrow. I believe that your individuals or your group members went and maybe spoke to him about a plan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We just talked about this before you fell asleep.
It's all that chain smoking.
Sorry, it's kind of,
Yeah.
that was a kind of a
He smoked himself stupid.
it's kind of a zombie there.
How long of sleep did we get?
For about 4 hours?
Yeah, roughly about 4 hours before you guys woke up. So you guys are not fully rested in any sort of capacity, but you guys are now able to function.
All right,
Does
this is
food look weird at all?
I mean,
Very suspicious.
define weird.
Like, I don't know, like wrong color.
Does it
Looks a
smell
little
okay?
green.
yeah. How's it smell?
Heavily spiced.
Okay.
But it's
I'm not
We're
eating
talking
it.
like
Did this come out of a?
Human.
Did this come out of a communal pot, or was the individual plates made?
the plates were prepared. Like they brought a plate, an empty plate, and they brought out the meat, more or less shaved it off, and placed it on your plate.
we
But
talking
I
Indian
mean,
spices or
this-
Italian?
The soup.
Neither.
Neither.
I mean, this.
We're in
did
the middle
soup
of the
come out
desert in Egypt. I don't think they can have either of those.
Was the soup like one big pot? For like, and then all
Oh
the
yeah,
food
the soup.
came out.
Yeah, it was one big pot, and Abigail went around and distributed the soup from the pot.
Okay. Does it seem like they're kind of done with their broken English bullshit, and they're kind of like are all just kind of settling in?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just grab my stuff, walk over to where the extra food is, and just kind of like, I'll look over at Isaac, like, tell him I'm grabbing food for Anton.
I'll translate it.
You do see Ramsey sort of just nod knowingly. And he goes up. Please bring some for the other sick individual who's in there. He might wake up and be hungry as well.
Did you translate that, or was it broken English?
He's go ahead and send it over to Isaac as well for him to translate.
Yep.
All right, not a bad idea. And I'll just kind of grab like a bunch of food for all of us, and I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna eat with Anton because I don't want him eating alone. Like that kind of sucks.
Sure. You go ahead and begin your journey back to Abigail looks to the rest of the individuals and sort of just begins to explain what she's found with this mystery guest that they had and what ailment she's tried, what seems to have worked, what seems to temporarily work. And then begins to discuss what happened to Anton and how she was able to. It's very like medical and high knowledge. What looks like overview of what she's been working on, and then begins to share, how.
She couldn't have done it without my help.
Absolutely, and begins to explain how you're an actor from the States and how. And not only an actor, but a very trained doctor and or nurse.
I'm just shaking my head when I hear
medical
that.
Schools, and begins to go ahead and go on and on and on. Unfortunately for Charles, you didn't hear a single word of it besides your name, as it is in Arabic. But you at least know She said your name. She had a smile on her face when she said it.
Okay.
Yeah, she called you a dick.
Exactly.
I'm just nodding along the entire time.
Right, as if you understand. Right, of course. As you continue on, that's actually where we'll go ahead and cut it for tonight. As we are having this meeting.
I was just about to ask where I could put my camels. But I guess we'll find out next time.
Next week where you can shove those camels.
Next time on We Run the Night.
It's actually Things Run the Night.
That one.
We run away in the night.
Exactly.
We are the things that run away in the night from the things that are running the night. 2. Electric Boogaloo.
What?
There we go. We did it.
That's a title and a half. So
You have to keep the electric boogaloo.
absolutely. I don't think there's even an option.
Well, there you go. Episode 4, Electric Boogaloo. That's the title.
Wonderful.
I don't know what Cthulhu monster that would be, but that sounds terrifying.
I don't think you want to know.
Electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
It's a booger monster.
Exactly. Anton Shelby, aka Trav, go ahead and tell the people how they can support the channel.
There are a variety of ways to support the channel, and each of those ways we appreciate equally. First off, you could tune in next week and watch Electric Boogaloo. You could also give us your hard-earned cash, which we appreciate, and which goes directly to improving the stream quality and the content on this channel. There are a couple of ways you can do that. You can subscribe using money. It's about $5 if you want to subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate and just give whatever amount you want to give to Jbrews, you can do that as well. And a link is below this content. Finally, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, then you can subscribe to this channel for free. All you have to do is link those accounts and click that button. Although you're going to have to come back every month to re-up that subscription because it doesn't transfer from month to month. Those are the ways you can support us.
I appreciate it. And, guys, as soon as Twitch says it's okay, I do have an emote. And it's going to be lit. So we got those made. We also have sub badges coming in. So those who are sub for an X amount of time will have sweet, sweet sub badges. So we do have some subscriber perks going on now. But last but not least, Isaac Lockhart, non-trusting, camel-loving individual. Where can they see past episodes of this and other shenanigans that we've done?
You can catch past episodes of this show, our previous campaigns on YouTube at youtube.com/jbrews11. And this uploads every Monday. I'm still getting the new schedule down. So this uploads every Monday, and then new videos. What was it again? Sorry.
Yeah, so we have
Mondays.
So we have this video come up on Mondays, roughly about 2 p.m. And then we have 2 live videos a day, Tuesday through Friday, throughout the day. So check those out. We are trying to grow the YouTubes as well. So well said, Isaac. Could not have said it better myself. This is why we keep you around and pay you the big bucks. So that being said, we will see you guys next week for Things That Run the Night as we find out where Isaac can put his camels. Goodbye and good night.
That's a big question.
Bye!
Bye!